Now we are going to see exercise 8.5 subtraction of decimal. First question, subtract 1.85 from 5.46. I'll repeat, subtract 1.85 from 5.46. So you have to subtract from 5.46 to 1.85. So there is a clue. So after the from, what is the number is given, so you have to subtract from that number to this particular number or given number. 5.46 and also 5.46, first you have to write from 5.46 means this number. After from, what is the number is given in the question, you have to write the number first. From the number you have to you have to subtract this particular number or given number 1.85. okay, so 5.46 minus, that is minus 1.85, this is a subtraction symbol, minus, okay, 5.46 minus 1.85. okay, now you start doing subtraction. 6 minus 5, so first you have to write the place value, means this is what, hundreds, and this is tens, and this is ones. okay, so tens, hundreds and ones. Ones is a whole number. After the point we can call it as a decimal point. After the point, this point is a decimal point. After the point we can call it as a decimal digit, decimal digit. So we can call it as tens, 4 tens and 6 hundreds. okay, this is 5 ones, 4 tens and 6 hundreds, and this is 1 1 and 1 1 and 8 tens and 5 hundreds. Now we are going to subtract from 5.46 to 1.85. Now we start subtracting. 6 minus 5, first we have to take only the hundreds digit. 6 minus 5, you can get 1, and 4 minus 8, it is not enough to subtract, so you have to borrow from the whole number. So what is the number? 5. So you have to subtract only 1 from this 1. That means this 4 becomes, that means 110 we have to borrow. So we have to borrow from 1. So this place it goes only 1. So you have to borrow from 1 from the whole number. Okay. So this 5 become 4 and this 4 become, what is the place value? Tens. Okay. So this 4 tens become 14 tens. Okay. 14 tens. So you have to subtract from 14 to 8. So backward counting after 8 means it is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the answer is 6, you can get it. After that you have to put a point. Okay, you have to put a point. So now we are going to subtract the whole numbers only. 4 minus 1, you can get 3. So the answer is 3.61 is the right answer. Okay, 3.61. okay, if you want to know whether the answer is right or wrong, you have to do the cross check method. Sorry, you have to do the check method. That means you have to get whatever the answer you get from, okay, you have to write the, you have to get the answer, whatever the answer you get it. So you take the answer, you add with the second number. That means 3.61 add with 3.61 add with 1.85. Then you can get the question. So you can get the question, that means after the from, what is the number you have written, that is which number you written first, that number you can get it. okay, the first number you got it. okay, so 1 plus 5 6 and 8 plus 6 14, 4 carry over is go to the top, and 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 1 5. So you can get the 5.46. that means you can get the question. So whatever the answer you got, that answer is exactly right. The answer is 3.61. so from 5.46 to 1.85, if you subtract, you can get the answer 3.61. This is the right answer for the question. I told you the check method also. If you want to find out the answer whether it is right or wrong, you have to use a check method. Check method is nothing but whatever the answer you get it or got it, so you have to write the answer, then you have to add the second number, that number you have to add together, you can get the question 5.46. okay, so I think so you understand the first question. Next question, question number 2, 0.314 kg from 2.107 kg. okay, from after from, what is the number is given, so you have to write the number first, 2.107 kilogram. Then you have to write the next number. So from 2.107 kilogram, you have to subtract 0.314 kilogram. So from this number to 0.34 you have to subtract. From 2.107 kilogram minus with 0.314 kilogram. So now you start subtracting First you have to write the place value. This is a ones place, okay. This is a whole number. This is tens and hundreds and thousands, okay. Thousands, okay. Tens, T-E-N-T-H-S, tens, and hundreds, H-U-N-D-R-E-D-T-H-S, okay. Hundreds, okay. Next, thousands, T-H-O-U-S-A-N-D. After that, you will write as it is 10. After this, you must add only the T or T-H-S. T-H-S. 10 you just write as it is, and after that you must add T-H-S. 100 you have to write as it is, then after that the last ending word T-H-S. 1000 as it is you write an ending word T-H-S. So this is the decimal or place values, okay. So 7 minus 4, you start with the thousands place, okay. So 7 minus 4 you can get 3. So 0 minus 1, it is not practically possible to subtract, it is not enough to subtract. So you have to borrow from the tens place. So this 0 become what? This 1 becomes 0, this 1 becomes 0. So this 0 become what? You can get what? 1. That means 1, no, this 0 become, this 0 become 10. I'm sorry, I'll repeat once again. 0, 100 place, hundreds place, what is the number? 0. You have to start subtracting with the, what? Start subtracting from 0 to 1. So 0 to 1 is not enough to 0. From 0, you can't subtract what? 1. So you have to borrow from the tens place. So from 1 you have to borrowing 1. So this 100 place 0 become 10. So 10 minus 1, you know that 9, and you have to borrow what? 1. You have to borrow from the borrow from 1 in the tens place value. Already tens place, what is the number? 1. So you have to borrow from 1 means 1 becomes 0. So now 0 minus 3, it is not enough to subtract. So you have to borrow from the whole number. Okay, what is the ones place? 2. So this 2 you have to borrow from 1. So this become 1, and this 0 become 10 again. So 10 minus 3, you know that 7. 7 is the answer. So 1 minus 0, you can get 1. Before that you have to put a point. So don't forget to put a point, because it's very important, because this is a decimal subtraction. I'll repeat once again if I have any confusion. That is 2.107, then 0.314. okay, you have to start subtracting. So this is thousands place. 7 minus 4, you know that 3. So here it is a hundreds place. So this is in 100 place, what is the number? 0. Okay, from 0 to 1, it is not enough to subtract. So you have to borrow from the tens place. So this 1 you have to borrow from 1. You have to borrow from ones. Already 1 is here, so you have to borrow from 1 means this 1 becomes 0, and this 100 place 0 become 10. So 10 minus 1, you know that 9. Okay, so again you have to subtract from 0 to 3. It is not enough to subtract, so you have to borrow from the ones place value. It's a whole number. So you have to start subtracting from 2. So from 2 you have to subtract 1. So this 2 become 1. So after that this tens place 0 become 10, because you have to borrow from 2. You have to borrow from 2. You have to borrow 1 from the what? Ones place value. You have to borrow from 1 from the what? Ones place value. This is decimal. Okay, this is decimal. So the decimal place 0 become 10, because this is what? Ones is a whole number. This is what? Tens. This is what? Hundreds, and this is what? Thousands, right? So in the tens place, what is the number? 0 only. 0 minus 0 from 0 to 3, it is not enough to subtract, because 0 is a smaller number. So you have to borrow from 2. 2 in which place? Ones place. It is a whole number. So from the whole number you have to you have to borrow 1 to the decimal number. So decimal number, what is the number? In the decimal place, what is the number? 0. So this 0 become what? 1. This 0 become 10. This 0 become 10. I'll repeat once again. 0 from 0 to 3. It is not enough to subtract. So you have to borrow from the 2 in the what? Ones place, and also the whole number place. Okay. So you have to borrow from the whole number. Whole number place, what is the number? 2. So you have to borrow from 1 from the 2. So this tens place 0 become what? tens place 0 become 10. This tens place 0 become 10. So 10 minus 3 you can get 7. So here only 1. So 1 minus 0. After that what you have to put a point. So 1 minus 0 1. 1.793. So the tens place only 0 because you have given already 1 to the hundreds place. So 1 0 to 3 it is not enough to subtract. So you have to borrow from the 2 in the whole number and also the ones place. So you have to borrow from 1. So this 2 become 1 and this tens place 0 become what? Tens place 0 become 10. So 10 minus 3 you can get 7. So 1 minus 0 you can get 1. So 1.793 is the right answer for this question. 1.793 for this question answer. And third question, Raju bought a book for rupees 35.65. He gave rupees 50 to the shopkeeper. How much money did he get back from the shopkeeper? Raju bought a book for rupees 35.65 and he gave rupees 50 to the shopkeeper. So book bought for rupees what? Rupees 35.65. That means Raju bought a book. Otherwise you can say cost of a book. Okay, cost of a book rupees 35.65 paise. Otherwise 65 paise. Okay, cost of a book rupees 35.65 paise. Okay, that otherwise we can say book bought for rupees 35.65 paise. And after that what you are going to do? Money given to the shopkeeper. Raju has given the money already to the shopkeeper, that is rupees 50. Okay, therefore money got back from the shopkeeper. Money got back from the shopkeeper. So you have to find out the remaining money. I'll repeat once again, that is Raju bought a book. That is he bought any book. So the cost of a book is rupees 35 rupees 65 paise. Okay, you already given to the shopkeeper rupees 50. So he has to find out, he has to get back the money from the shopkeeper. That means they ask the remaining money, how much he returned back from the shopkeeper. That is the question they ask. So book bought for rupees 35.65 paise, money given to the shopkeeper rupees 50. So therefore money got back from the shopkeeper. So rupees 50, from 50 to rupees 35.65 paise you have to subtract. Okay, this is paise and this is also paise. From 50 to 35 rupees with 65 paise you are going to subtract. So here 65 paise, so there is no digits, that is the only reason I add 0 0. Okay, for the paise. Okay, so 0 minus 5 not enough to subtract. Here also 0 not enough to subtract. So here also 0 not enough to subtract. So you have to borrow from 5. So I have to borrow only 1. So this 5 become 4. So this 0 become 10. So now this is 10. Okay, from this 10 I have to borrow 1. So this 10 become 9. So this 0 become 10. So from this 10 I have to borrow 1. So this 10 become 9. So this, okay, this 0 become 10. Okay, that means this is after the point we can call it as a decimal point. So this is tens and this is hundreds. So hundreds place value is 0. So this 0 become 10 and tens place value, what is the number? Already I have written 10. It's become 9 and whole number? This whole number 0 become 9 and 5 become 4. 10 minus 5 we know that 5 and 9 minus 6 you can get 3. Then you have to put a point. 9 minus 5 you can get 4 and 4 minus 3 you can get 1. So the answer is rupees 14.35 paise. Okay, 14 rupees 35 paise. Okay, I think so I understand the concept. 14 rupees 35 paise. 14 rupees 35 paise is the right answer for the question. So money got back from the shopkeeper rupees 14.35 paise, that is 35 paise. So if you want to check the answer, you have to add this answer and also the cost of the book. Then you can get the already how much he paid, that is 50 rupees. If you get 50 rupees, the answer is exactly right. So just add with the 14.35 plus 35.65. So So you add together 5 plus 5 0 and carry over 3 plus 1 4 and 4 plus 6 10 0. Then you have to put a point, then go to the carry overs, go to the top. 4 plus 1 5, 5 plus 5 0, carry over, let's go to the top. 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 1 5. So the answer is rupees 50. So this much amount he already paid to the what? Shopkeeper. You can get the 50 rupees exactly. So the answer 14 rupees 35 paise. 14 rupees 35 paise is exactly right. So therefore money got back from the shopkeeper rupees 14.35 paise.